Following a worldwide manhunt that lasted over 4 years, 2 men were captured in the winter of 2017 and brought to trial. They face charges including attempts to violate pop culture and sabotage the planet's entertainment industry. After being held for less than 48 hours, these 2 men escaped from a maximum security facility. The fugitives are now believed to be holding up in an unknown secret location where they continue to broadcast their messages to their ever-growing army of renegade followers. Known only by the code names of Theo Cane and Respek BA, these men are armed, these men are dangerous, and these men are criminals.
1, 2, testing. This is Theo Cane
and Respek BA,
and you are now locked into the sound of the Slimehouse Squadcast.
and this is the Lowdown Shelter.
It's all good. Yeah. So we would like to introduce you all to the Slimehouse Squadcast. You are now locked into the sounds of the motherfucking Lowdown Shelter, and this is episode 18 of that shit. We didn't do one last week because, it was just a busy week. Just in life, life shit got in the way, and I've been editing Unit 11 like a fucker. Like, I've been strapped to my computer, editing that. So, last week I just couldn't get a day to podcast. It was a very hectic one. It was just one of them. But we're here now. We've got lots to talk about, so let's get into that shit.
Yeah.
How you doing, B? Are you cool, brother?
I'm all good, mate. I'm chilling. I've been writing bars this week, as always, and shit of that nature. So, all good.
Yeah. Sick. Yeah, man. Like I say, I've been busy. I've been cracking on with the Unit 11 edit. It's going good. I was supposed to do a whole day's music with Cal, but then he had some shit that he had to deal with, so we couldn't do it this week. And then, so I'll talk about what's happening this week. This weekend, well, Monday should I say, I'm off to act in a movie. So I can't say what the movie is, but I got asked to cameo in a horror film that's shooting in Birmingham, and I was like, yeah, I'm there. So I can't say anything other than that. But yeah, man, I can't wait. It's going to be cool. I really enjoy acting. In fact, I enjoy acting more than I do directing. Not in the long run, but in the moment, it's so much more fun just to turn up to film set and all you got to worry about is performing on camera. Because when I'm making a movie, I'm quite often performing on the camera and directing and getting stressed trying to think how we're going to sort everything. It'll be nice to go to a film set and just not have that to worry about, do you know what I'm saying? Just turn up to the film set and just fucking let some other cunt worry about that, and I can just act and do my thing.
Is this your
So
first time
cool.
doing something like this, and have you done something where you just showed up for something before?
No, I did it years ago, like, because the thing is that I started working out in independent film doing special effects in it, so just doing blood and gore and special effects and a bit of like smoke bombs and a bit of fire and that kind of shit, just all self-taught stuff, and that's how I started out in independent film. So quite often when you're working on a movie like that, you'll jump in and play an extra, or the director or someone on set would be like, I've got a little thing I'm doing next week, a commercial or whatever, a music video, do you want to come and act in it? So I've acted in things before, but just not for a while, and I really, really enjoy acting. It's one of my favourite things to do. I'm that guy that, like, when I'm watching a movie or a TV series, I'm like, oh, fucking hell, I wish I was in this shit. I wish I had a little role in this.
I tell you
so
what,
it'll be good to go act in a movie on Monday. I'm going to go do that. I think Luke Jr.'s coming with me, one of the Chef Spendables crew, because they said that they could have done with someone else, like, just to play a very small part, and I goes, my boy's an actor, he drives, will come, so hopefully he's the guy that's going to come with me.
Cool. I'll tell you what I always thought looked fucking long. Like, if I was an actor, I would buy a Game Boy, because my least favourite part about battling is waiting to battle. And apparently that's like the number one thing you do as an actor. You hold it down for hours, and then they're like, go. And then you go for a couple minutes, and then you got to hold it down maybe for an hour again. And then they're like, go. You know what I mean?
Go chat to some actresses. Do you know what I mean? Kick it. I take the drawing pad. I sit at the food table eating some of the food because they always have a buffet on and that kind of thing. Yeah. Film set is the sickest place to hang out, bro. Like, you have such a laugh on a film set. In the green room, just hanging out, chatting to the other actors, chatting to people. What I love about a film set is that you get the most random mix of people. You'll get the most random mix of people that you would never get together under any other circumstance other than making a film. You'll have some geeky technician dude. You'll have some, like, page 3 model bird in there. You'll have some, like, crazy out there actors and stuff. There's just all crazy people all together to make art, and that's what I love. I love being around different kinds of people and just taking in energy from different motherfuckers.
I love a random ensemble as well, man. I know.
Yep.
Respect looking like low key, bro. Low key looks like Respect. Yeah, I was rapping before that motherfucker. Big him up with his free Palestine shit. Nobody said you couldn't do grime low key, but I do not look like the motherfucker.
I thought he meant Loki as in Thor's brother. Do you know Christopher Eccles? What's he called? Yeah, Christopher Eccleston. No, yeah, I forget his name.
What was I saying? Yeah, because
Christopher Eccleston's Doctor Who.
If you ever want to meet a random cast of characters, yeah, enter a poker tournament at a casino. Remember I was telling you, Theo, that I never met a more random set of people than when I was doing poker tournaments at Glasgow Casino. They like start at 8 p.m. and finish at 5 a.m. And there's like triads, Indian business owners, guys that learned that shit in jail, 60-year-old women that have this smug smirk on their face like they fucking know better than everyone, guys that think they're poker pros that show up with like the fucking sponsors on their baseball caps and shades on and earphones in, vaping and shit. It's just a mad group of people, man. Throughout the night, you meet so many random people playing poker tournaments. I endorse it if you like meeting random people.
I suppose battle rap's a lot like that as well. You get the maddest mix of fucking characters at battle rap events, you know what I mean? Anyone that watched... Did you watch Don't Tell the Bride last night, bro?
No, but
that's a really big question.
They got Pamflit,
yeah.
He's always been respectful.
Well, basically, there's a quick story. There's a Don't Flop supporter who I've known for years, even before Don't Flop supporter, because he's a big fan of the graffiti scene. So I met him doing the Graffiti Kingdom. But shouts out to a man like Alex Donnelly, who's currently fighting cancer. And at Christmas, myself and Pamflit, we was given a load of stuff by Don't Flop and a load of other rappers to take him while he was in hospital. Do you know, like some Christmas presents and shit. We took him some CDs, Harry Baker's book. We took him lots of things, man, clothes, t-shirts and shit. Yeah. I think he's at home now. But I keep in touch with him regularly. But I met up with Pamflit, and random as fuck, like me and Pamflit never really got on that much in battle rap. Probably just two like completely opposite types of characters, and he was very loud and he fucking annoyed me a lot, and he didn't like me. I remember when I battled Censor, he was one of the judges, and he's like, I think Sarcosis Holocaust took it. I don't fucking like the cunt, but he won the battle. So me and Pamflit never really got on, but then we met up and we took Alex all this stuff, and we just talked like on a level outside of battle rap. Like once we'd stepped away from it for a bit, and he told me that he'd got married and that he went on Don't Tell the Bride. So I knew that he was doing this like at Christmas of last year, but I didn't know when it was coming on and shit. But yeah, it was funny to see him on there, man. Big ups to Pamflit. Like, as much as he's like a really fucking cringy, crazy fucking weirdo guy, he's very much real to himself, and that's what you have to appreciate about Pamflit. Well, like he will have his wedding reception on match day with all these random people there and not care a shit. Like when people say like I don't give a fuck, like most people that say I don't give a fuck, they do give a fuck. Pamflit really does not give a fuck about anything, about anyone like judging him or what. He's just the realest guy to himself. So you got to big up Pamflit for that shit.
No doubt, and obviously it's easy to judge people on how they come across, and he was a very fucking flamboyant battle rapper, which didn't sit well with certain people, but it is what it is. I mean,
but again, he didn't give a fuck, bro. He was like some big fucking 7-foot transvestite wrestling fan, talking campus shit. Do you know what I mean? Kissing people on the cheek and shit. He don't give a fuck, man. He's the craziest guy.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say though is it's easy to judge him just on that and not know him. But all I'll say is, years after he'd got props in battle rap, which is the point where it would be easy for him to like show no respect to you know people and shit because he'd already done his thing. When I came back against Tony D, he went out of his way to hit me up and fucking said a lot of complimentary and cool things to me, mate. And that was the first time I'd ever spoken to the dude. So I'd judge him on that one interaction with me in which he was very fucking respectful, mate. So
I've interacted with him a fucking 100 times, and majority of them times he's wound me up and pissed me off because he's just such a fucking crazy bastard. I remember like one, he probably don't even remember, but he got drunk in Manchester, and we was all a bit fucking drunk. We was walking on Curry Mile after a Don't Flop event, and I can't remember how it happened. We were both a bit drunk, but like we ended up having like a fucking piss about wrestle, and he picked me up, and I think I like went to Hurricanrana him or something, and he just ran out into the middle of the road, and I had to like kick off a fucking double-decker bus that nearly hit us both. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, you stupid bastard? He probably doesn't even remember because he was that off his fucking head at the time. But yeah, that was a funny time with Pamflit. But I'm very good at reading people. I can see a fucking transparent psychopath when they act crazy, but they're not, and you can see straight through them. No, Pamflit is genuinely fucking mental. That is who he is. Adam is fucking mad. From the minute I met him to now, I've always known him as a real fucking guy, no matter how fucking crazy he is. So big up Pamflit, yeah, and big up to him for doing the Don't Tell the Bride thing, and big up to Impact as well. I like Impact a lot. I spotted him and his missus in there as well.
Was he the best man or something on it?
Impact was the best man. You could tell that he was just going with the flow with a lot of shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck it. It's Don't Tell the Bride, isn't it? You do.
Yeah. That's it. It's Don't Tell the Bride. But yeah, just wanted to say big up Pamflit for that. Also, I recently saw an interview with Matt. Do you know Tom Quay? I like Tom Quay. He does the Battle Rap Resume thing. You've been on there. You've been on there. I've been on there a couple of times. He stays in touch, and he did like an on the street interview with Pamflit. And if you get a chance to watch it, go on to Battle Rap Resume. And Pamflit talks some sense, man. I liked what he said. For a guy that talks so much fucking weird garbage constantly, like weird, crazy, out there shit, like he actually said something really fucking cool on Battle Rap Resume. Like, I'm not even going to say what it is. I'm not going to repeat it. You can go on there and watch it yourself. But he basically just breaks down the difference between battle rapping then and how he used to like put his life on hold to get to do battles and shit. And nowadays, like battlers kind of do like 2 battles and then think they're some kind of celebrity and start demanding what they want. So I liked what he said, man. But if you go onto Tom Quay's Battle Rap Resume, I think Tom Quay, that's how you say it, innit? It's on there. So I think that's youtube.com/Battle Rap Resume. Anyone that keeps up with battle rap that's remotely interested in it, checks that channel. It's popped off really quick.
And no doubt he's probably a very smart dude, man. That phrase is a thin line between insanity and genius is so true. Because in order to take your mind into them realms where it's like, you know, untread ground, you might be doing some crazy shit, you know what I mean? So if he is actually crazy and not, you know, because there's crazy and stupid, but if he's crazy, then he's probably super intelligent as well, man.
No, man, I like Pamflit. I didn't used to, but and we both didn't really like each other, but I think Pamflit's alright now. He had his sick bar once when he goes, I think it was to ZT, and he goes, "You look like a Tickle Me Elmo got dipped in a mixture of egg yolk or something." A Tickle Me Elmo in a mixture of egg yolk. And then he had one where he's like, "The best thing about St. Albans is that it ain't Northern." So he always had some funny bars, brother. But yeah, big ups to Pamflit. I also wanted to shout out Tom Griffiths. Tom Griffiths is a dude that listens to the podcast, and he just hit me up because he owns a fudge company. He owns a company called finestfudgeco.co.uk, and he just says, "I'll send you some fudge, man, just to show you I respect what you do and shit." And it was the fucking baddest fudge. Nice. So he sent me like a Terry's chocolate orange one, a Mars bar one, and my favourite, which was the Kinder Bueno one. And the fire. So if you need some sick fudge, if you're having a party or something and you want a nice spread out of fudge there, or if you just want some to yam, get onto that. It's finestfudgeco.co.uk, and they come in blocks that are like the size of gold bullions, man. We might even talk about doing a collaboration together in some form in the future. Like, I'm well up for like releasing a Slimehouse exclusive fudge.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Can't you just imagine me having a little fudge here, a little product placement right there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. BA needs to eat as well. Look at him, do you know what I mean? My man's fucking up, man, and he's on some survival shit in the Lowdown Shelter. He needs some fudge out here.
Shape, mate. I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
I'm joking, brother. Also wanted to shout out Stephen Lee. So Stephen Lee's a dude that got in touch with me recently because he wanted to do some writing for Slimehouse TV. And yeah, he's been going to some screenings for me down London. So I hook up with the Arrow Video and Fetch, and these are companies that release DVDs and stuff, and they do these exclusive like cinema screenings of movies that are coming out. So whether they're new movies, like stuff like The Autopsy of Jane Doe that you reviewed, or if they're movies that are like getting re-released like on remastered formats and shit. But so he's been going and reviewing those for me, and he's done a couple so far, and he did another one tonight actually, The Ghoul with Arrow. But basically he went to review New Battles Without Honor and Humanity, like a 6-disc fucking like special edition of this Yakuza trilogy that's directed by a guy called Kinji Fukasaku, and he made like a trilogy of really fucking sick like violent Yakuza movies, and they were like huge in Japan, but they didn't get too much like exposure to the rest of the world. But Arrow are releasing a 6-disc special edition box set, so he went to watch that I think the first one, and then they give him a box set to review for the whole thing, and it was at a Six Cinema in London that got like arcade machines and VHS tapes in it and stuff. He said it was the baddest fucking venue. So I just wanted to shout out Stephen Lee. If you go onto slimehousetv.com, you can check out his review of that. And I said he went to one tonight. And then another cool thing that happened today is that I got sent an exclusive screener for the new Leatherface movie. So we can yeah, man.
We're getting
so
to watch Leatherface before everyone else. Slime fuck your life, innit?
Well, the reason this is cool is this film's not even out until the end of the month, so we get to watch that exclusively and get to review it, man. Which is fucking. That's why I set this shit up. I set up Slimehouse TV because I was like, because obviously we're doing movies and doing cool shit, and I get the opportunity to like meet cool people through HorrorCon, and I wanted like a platform to be able to interview them and put that out. I wanted a platform to promote what we're doing, promote what other people are doing. I'm often promoting other people's stuff on Slimehouse because we live in a world where so much stupid shit gets promoted to 1 million or 10 million views, some bullshit like viral video, but then you get people with actual cool product and cool art that don't get exposure. So I always constantly try and push other people's cool shit as well. So, and then because of this, we've got the opportunity, because we've built up a bit of an audience now, not a huge audience, but a very loyal one, to review movies and shit. So like Arrow, I was buying Arrow DVDs years ago, man, loving that shit, buying Slaughter High and Street Trash and shit, and then now they send us free shit to review, and through Fetch we get to review like up and coming movies. So you just watched the new Wesley Snipes movie, we got another one we're going to talk about a bit later, and then they sent me today Leatherface, so we'll be watching that tomorrow so that we can talk next week about it.
And that's and like Theo was saying, that's partially thanks to all you lot tuning in and keeping on representing and helping us build this shit. So now we're getting to watch cool shit like Leatherface because of that, and bring you reviews only because of that, and hopefully it'll lead to even cooler shit we'll be able to bring you lot in the future if we keep.
Imagine getting the link with Marvel. Get to watch Infinity War before anyone else in the comfort of my own home. Even though I love going to the cinema, and I'd still go to the cinema to watch it. Like, that's the fucking dream, do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, big up to Fetch and Arrow for that shit, because they're doing some really, really cool fucking shit with that. And do you know what? Yeah, it's true what BA is saying. Like, it's down to all your guys tuning in and checking shit and sharing the articles on Facebook and stuff, because anytime I've spoke to any of these companies, the first thing they always ask is, what are your internet stats like? What are your views like? How many people check your shit? How many page views do you get on Facebook a week? And that's what it's all down to. I've got mates that work for like big companies, not even name dropping them because I don't want to bait people out, but they'll sit round every week, like people that work for clothing companies, and they'll sit round a table and they'll say like, all right, who we're going to gift this month? And then someone will be like, oh, this rapper, this artist or whatever, and they'll be like, all right, who they don't even care if the music's good, who they are. They just say, get them up on Instagram. How many followers they've got? Have they got 100,000? Yeah, we'll send them a box of free shit. They don't even care what the people are rapping about. So it all goes. It's all down. It's so shit, but it's all down to internet stats now.
Speaking of these people, though, let's keep up with these people as we're fucking rolling. Yeah. So hold.
Yeah. True, sir.
Marley Weed said it followed from the start, saying we're both sick. He hopes this blows up. So do we, Marley?
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Fucking help this shit do that. Also, Rake saying this format works 20 times better. Safe, bro. The only thing we're unsure about in this format is like when we listen back to the last one we did like this, it was a little bit glitchy. So you lot have to let us know if you prefer that crispness or like the live shit, and it's not going to be as tightly recorded. It's just how it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, Total Gaming wants to say, could you tell us a little bit about what the process was like, or the progress on Unit 11? And there has been a little bit of progress this week, I know.
Yeah. Well, just to answer the first question, what I'm doing is we're going to be recording this live, but then I'll also just put out the high quality version anyway. So it just means that you get to listen to it live, but then in a couple of days there'll also be the high quality version up that you can like download off YouTube and play in your car or whatever you like to do. So yes, man, Turtle Gaming Unit 11 is out this year. That's all I can say. Like, the film is pretty much finished, and I said this all the time, but the film is pretty much finished. I watch it back every day trying to get it tight. There's some issues with audio on certain scenes where I've got to like get actors back to do a bit of recording. There's some stuff where I can't get the actor back because they're too busy, so I'm having to like clean up the audio that we've got, and just doing the sound mix and the music with Callan. There's a couple couple of like visual effects that still aren't finished, like some digital effects after. But yeah, man, it'll be this year. Don't worry. Like, I want this film out more than anyone. I've spent the last 7 years fucking about with this thing. I need to get it out. I need to clear my brain of it so that I can move on to the next project and go on to the next thing, and then have an actual product to push out there and get more funding and get more acting jobs and get get cinema screenings for it and just do all the fun shit after. So I can't wait to get Unit 11 out. But I'm like, I recently watched a a little featurette on Dr. Dre, why he never released Detox, and they just said that like he'll sit for hours tinkering, and unless it's perfect, he just can't put it out. And I'm a bit like that, but don't worry. Unlike Detox, Unit 11 will get released, and it will be out this year.
Yeah,
just
man.
More fucking weeks of me sat at the computer.
An interesting talk about this, and it is a fucking interesting thing to talk about. Like, as an artist, right? Because as you were saying that one time, art is never finished, it's abandoned.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it brings up an interesting question. As an artist, how do you want to fucking balance your time? Do you want to spend your entire life working on something that, even if you began it when you were 18 and finished it when you were 90, on your deathbed there was things you would still probably want to change? Or do you want to fucking bang some shit out and let people see what you're capable of? But obviously you can't stray too far in that direction and start lessening your quality. So
yeah.
I think somewhere in there is a middle ground where you can be high quality and somewhat consistent. Probably slower than the average person that doesn't care about quality, but still faster than the fucking artist who can never just be satisfied with their work. Because obviously fucking, life is short, blah blah blah. So do you want to be known for like one thing, or do you want to fucking say a lot of shit? Just depends on your personality. But I think that's an interesting question as an artist, man, how you balance that shit. Because I know MCs, like, talking about it for music, we both know MCs that are making millions, and when you hear the lyrics, like, I could freestyle their bars, or we could write them bars in 2 minutes on a bit of toilet paper, and they're making millions. But if you're actually judging it in art, they've just pissed out a bunch of weak shit for their entire life, but they can piss it out because it's so easy to do. Somebody like fucking Rhyme Asylum, they have 2 albums and the shit's crammed with content, but then when people talk about Rhyme Asylum, they only have those 2 projects to ever talk about because they're about quality over quantity. So, yeah, it's just interesting, that question, man, and try to find the right balance so you're not just never doing nothing, but you have to be somewhat fucking happy with what you've done at the same time.
People just work differently. I just think with anything in life, you just need that healthy balance. That's all it is. You just need the balance. The balance is nice, and if you can get that balance, then you're all right. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, because I'm not just an artist for film. I'm an artist on paper. I draw and shit. Do you know what I mean? I do lots of things, and I've done a lot of music and battling and shit. And you do have to just get to a point where you just put stuff out. So like, I'll never be fully happy with Unit 11. I'll probably never be fully happy with anything I ever do ever. But you just have to just get to a point where you're like, I've done as much as I can on it now, and I can't take the piss. And I'm just gonna end up. Basically, I've done it before when you're writing grime bars. Not really with hip hop because you don't have to have a flow like grime. But I'd write a verse and I think, it's not really fast enough. It sounds a bit sluggy on the fast beat. So you start adding little bits like and what and yet and just putting all little syllables in just to make it like flow a bit better. And then you change some words around, and then you change the whole thing around, and then before you know it, you've fucking butchered it so much that it doesn't even flow at all anymore. So do you know what I mean? I don't want to do that with the movie. And I won't do that with the movie. I know I won't. So yeah, not be long. This year it'll be out. You just need that fucking healthy balance. Oh, I just wanted to say as well, shouts to Tattoo Land on my t-shirt. I just remembered. This is the sponsors of our tattoo shop. Myself and my brother Yayo. Yayo from Unit 11, who's in the movie. We run a tattoo shop together. And this is our new sponsor. We get sponsored by Tattoo Land now. So I just wanted to shout them out. Not for any reason. I didn't put this on especially for that. I just happened to be wearing it, and I just wanted to shout that out while we were talking about drawing.
Look at how far we've come, man. Fucking Tattoo Land, Fudge, Leatherface.
Started at the bottom now,
Hit me, Fudge and Leatherface, mate. That's
so
enough to like enjoy an evening watching a film now. We're doing well.
No worries. And man, like Dave said, support the whole brand in it. Respect, man. It's really appreciated. Actually, Shotty Horror hit me up last week just to say, yeah, man, see what you're doing. Really like the branding of everything you're doing, man. Big ups. Yeah, he's just been in a movie. We're telling me about it. I can't really say too much about it. So big ups to Shotty Horror. And then someone asked us about Bodied. Who was it that asked us about Bodied? Oh yeah, Ray K. Okay, Ra K. Sorry. Bodied's an interesting one because my fucking boy Madness, who is a very good friend who I talk to every day, he's embodied, and he told me about being in this movie a long time ago. It's directed by Joseph Kahn. This is the guy who made the Power Rangers bootleg universe movie, the like 20-minute violent Power Rangers short, which was fucking epic, and Madness was in that. He played Bulk. Yep. So when he put this film together, Bodied. Oh, and he also made Detention before Power Rangers, which is like a horror slasher, weird fucking crazily edited like pop-up movie art. It's fucking mad. You can't even explain how crazy it is. Like talking about Rhyme Asylum, their bars were so well meticulously crafted and structured that they used to give you a headache listening to them because they were so good, and that's what his editing's like, Joseph Kahn, in the movie Detention. But that's got organic and dumbfounded in it, so he's been on the battle rap thing for a long time. And Kid Twist wrote this movie, didn't he? Bodied, so it's got a bunch of battle rappers in it, and the trailer doesn't really show too much apart from Disaster dropping one of the fucking sickest verses I've ever heard ever.
Yeah. Basically, the trailer just gives you a fucking... I mean, the story seems like... I mean, fuck it, it's written by Kid Twist, so I've got faith.
Yeah.
You know, in my eyes, all battle rappers are geniuses. Of course we are. In it, because me and you are both one. But
yeah, standard.
So I've got faith that Kid Twist's going to bring some fresh, original, clever writing to the shit. But, yeah, it looks like it's going to be like some fish out of water shit. I was hoping it'd just focus on battle rappers, but it's obviously going to be taking some like middle class normies out of their element and throwing them in the battle rap arena.
Yeah, I have no idea what it's about. I can't even quite capture the tone of it.
Movie. It's the Marlowe and Shuffle T movie.
Maybe. But I can't even quite capture the tone of it. One side of it seems very fucking serious and dark and real, and then the other side seems quite cartoony and fucking trauma-esque in a way, like Looney Tune. Just how like the geeky guys reacted and shit.
Yeah, and
but either way, it looks fucking sick.
Shit. It's like hyper reality. Like obviously, someone's voice can't make someone's glasses break. So it's like. Yeah.
No, he stamps on them on the floor. He takes them off, doesn't he? He goes, in fact, give me that shit, and stamps on it. He goes, here, you can have this. Now you gotta live out your life of being a little genius math whiz, because everything you see is in fractions. Something like that, he says. It's sick as fuck, man. Yeah, it's sick as fuck, but I'm looking forward to it. And I know Kid Twist wrote it. I'm not sure if he wrote all the battles. I think Madness told me that he wrote a lot of the battles, but I can't imagine that he wrote that verse for Disaster, because it's such a disaster verse.
There's no way you get Disaster in a battle rap movie and don't ask him to write his own shit.
Yeah, but also I know Kid Twist is such a fucking genius that he could probably write Disaster bars like Disaster would say him anyway. So who knows? But I'm sure. I would like to think that all the battle rappers wrote their own shit and then he proofread it, or he's obviously going to give him a guideline. He's like, in this battle, you've got to say this and that to him because it's part of the story.
Maybe he just thought of like some key flips that were necessary to the story. Like maybe someone does something during the battle and the other guy flips it. Shit like that. But,
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even disrespect... See, if I wrote a battle rap film, I wouldn't disrespect a battle rapper by writing his shit for him, because... If you're bringing in high-level guys like Disaster, you don't hand Disaster lyrics. It'd be you're going to be battling this guy. Here's a couple weeks. Here's his actor portfolio photo. This is his character in the film. This is what has led to him battling you. Fucking...
Yeah, I reckon he just give him a rough guideline. He just must have given him a rough guideline and then worked with him.
Yeah. There's no way.
No way. But seeing as though my boy's in it, I could just ask him and then just tell you next week. I'll just ask him and he'll tell me.
Mate,
or maybe it might ruin your illusion of the movie, so I won't say shit.
If someone hired me for the battle rap film and gave me bars, I'd just go, be back in half an hour. Like, I'm not.
And you'd get fired, and I'd walk in like, yeah, I'll do whatever you need to do. That's fine. And then I'll probably like fucking end up banging the fucking actress in the movie and making a co-director with making a co-production with the guy that's in it.
Mate,
in my dreams,
fine.
This is
that's
bad.
Fine.
This is in my dreams.
I'll be in a tent outside the studio lot, knowing I did the right fucking thing.
Yeah. No, I'm true. So you gotta stay integral. Do you know what I mean? Stick to your integrity. Be a stubborn bastard. I am a stubborn bastard.
Me and you were talking about
talking
this the
shit.
other day. Like, I could have been. I reckon I could have made way more moves music-wise had I been a brown-nosing type. But I'm just.
Oh no.
And yeah, there's been a lot of situations where I could have like fucking spoken to people and that. But whenever I'm in a room with people that are important, unless they're cool, I'm like, fuck them. The same as like, you know, it doesn't matter who they are, innit? If they're not cool. And
BA was telling me
people are not cool, unfortunately.
He was telling me a sick story the other day, so check this. BA was performing with Blade when he used to do the BA and Blade thing, and there was an after party. What was it with Feeder, the band Feeder?
At the Hammersmith
and
Apollo.
Yeah, and there was loads of celebrities there, like Madonna was there and shit, and BA like walked up to some geeky looking guy and were like, "Oh, you look a bit out of place, what are you doing here?" And the guy said to him, "Oh, I'm a game developer." And he's like, "Oh, what games have you made?" And he's like, "Oh, I just made Football Manager." And BA's like, "No fucking way, you've taken so many hours of my life. I'm talking to you all night." So he allowed people like Madonna to talk to the fucking game developers of Man like Madonna. That sounds so fucking bad. Man like Madonna. People like Madonna and Feeder to talk to the game developer of Pro Manager. But true say, if I was a big fan of a game and I met the dude that made Manon or GTA or fucking Red Dead or any Rockstar game ever or the new Crash or something, do you know what I mean? Or Naughty Dog, fucking The Last of Us, all the games that I love, I'd be buzzing as well.
Well, you know what it is, man. The thing at them, what I noticed when I've been in them sort of rooms is they are as stereotypical as you can imagine, and everyone was trying to make friends with each other by fucking doing lines of cocaine. And I just don't do that.
Oh, fuck that shit.
So I was just walking around.
Dirty shit.
It's just not me, mate. So I was just fucking walking around like, fuck that shit. And there was just this chubby guy with glasses, man, and he was just standing, smirking, enjoying the atmosphere with a drink, looking like he was a bit like, "Oh, this is mad to be in this room," kind of thing. The same way I felt. So I was just like, "Yeah, what'd you do, bro?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm actually a game developer." And I was like, "Cool, I play games. What did you develop?" And he was like, "Oh, the most recent. I used to do a series called Championship Manager, but now we've made a new one called Football Manager, so that's the good one now." And I was just like, Bro, what, you think I don't know about Football Manager, for fuck's sake? You're a G. So yeah, I just spoke to the Football Manager guy. Fuck them other people, but yeah, that's an example. I could have like, and I know people who are more like that, who I've worked with in the past, who I've actually seen make more business moves than me because they were just like that. But you know what? That's not important to me. I don't resent any opportunity I missed, because if I missed it for fucking reasons that are more important than the opportunity. And that's that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, again, it's just like the balance, isn't it? Like it's the balance of like if I go to an event, I'm not that guy that's walking around with my business card like, "Hi, my name's Theo, I'm a filmmaker, just want to introduce myself." I hate that shit. Do you know what I mean? But if I see an opportunity to talk to someone that I think's fucking cool, do you know what I mean? Then I'm there. Like I'm straight up there, fucking networking with them, and that's why I've got some good opportunities so far. Do you know what I mean? Just a healthy balance. Don't be an annoying bastard. Don't be a begging it cunt. But like I wouldn't have got nowhere near as much cool stuff through HorrorCon and that if I didn't actually like make an effort to talk to the people. But that's because they're my fucking heroes, man. Do you know what I mean? I made an effort to go and fucking talk to Cane Hodder and get choked by him and choke him back because he's a fucking dude. Do you know what I mean? And I needed to talk to that guy. I'm like, it's fucking Jason. I could have just sat there quite quiet and just been a bit of like, if you need anything, just let me know. Do you know what I mean? But no, I'm there like, yo, you're a fucking don, mate. I'll buzz off your shit. If you need anything, you just holler me. You're in my city. I'll fucking look after you. Do you know what I mean?
No doubt, but
so
that's
it's
different.
just a healthy balance.
That's different because you're a fan of Cane Hodder. That's completely understandable.
Yeah.
When I'm at Cannabis, I was like, "Yo, you're fucking an amazing MC, mate. What can I say?" But I'm not a fan of Madonna, and it's just
no.
And it's like it would have been like, "Oh, they're famous. Fucking talk to them and try and get this or get that." Or he works for him. Oh, I need to go up and try and think of a reason to talk to him. I'm just never gonna be one of them guys. I can't be one of them guys, mate.
Oh, but yo, what's Guy Ritchie saying? Snatch 2, yeah? He's got me that part. He's got me a part in Snatch 2. I'll play a pikey. I don't give a fuck. I'm there.
Mate, I understand there's personality types that could just do that just to fucking hook themselves up and further themselves and think about the big picture, but to me it's just too fraudulent to befriend people on any other grounds than them being a cool person to me, you know what I mean?
Well, you just leave that shit to me because I like to make friends with cool motherfuckers all day, interview them and do shit, and I just like to fucking know. I like to know how the brain works and how they got to where they are and how they deal with shit that when they're getting fucking bad feedback and stuff. I love that stuff. I mean, like, and don't get me wrong that everyone I've ever interviewed or ever will interview like became a personal friend through it, but it's just good to hear about how successful people got to the level that they got to and like how they deal with the fucking step with the fucking mishaps and all that kind of shit. I love it. So you just leave that to me, bro. If I meet Madonna, I'll be straight there talking to her, asking her bare fucking shit.
Safe.
Within reason, so I don't look like a begging it
I'm happy
motherfucker.
to talk to cool people that are rate if they're cool. But yeah, I like 10 years ago I would have been well up for interviewing Bruce Willis. Now if I interview Bruce Willis better be very pleasant to me, because I'll fucking slap him. Slimehouse TV, billion hits straight away.
Well, that's it. Well, let's talk about Bruce Willis because he's in the new Death Wish remake by Eli Roth, and the trailer for that dropped this week, I believe. No, it was late last week, so we need to talk about that. Have you seen the trailer? What do you reckon?
I haven't actually seen it yet. Have you? So you need to tell me what you reckon.
I saw it the second it dropped, because why am I going to miss the fucking Death Wish remake trailer? Like, Death Wish is one of my favourite franchise ever. I fucking love Charles Bronson. I love Paul Kersey. Death Wish 3 is fucking life. Do you know what I mean? Michael Winner, Death Wish. Well, he directed the first 3, but Michael Winner, Death Wish 3 is fucking life. Do you know what I mean? I could talk about that movie forever. I featured it in the top 10. I think it was the top 10 ways people. The top 10 moments. The top 10 best finishes in movies ever of all time. I did like a little video breakdown when I first started Slimehouse TV, when I was like experimenting with different kinds of videos to do, and the fucking when Charles Bronson rocket launches a dude through a fucking wall, like, that's sick. So yeah, I love the original Death Wish trilogy. The other ones are alright, but the first 3 are the fucking best. The number 3 is my favourite, even though it's the most tacky, but I like that tacky fucking urban warfare shit. There's 5 Death Wish films. Yeah, there's 5 Death Wish films. Anywho, basically, Death Wish is getting remade. Bruce Willis is remaking. Eli Roth's remaking Death Wish with Bruce Willis in. So, yeah, man. It's just like, it's weird because Bruce Willis is so smooth and so cool and he's very pouter with his one-liners and like saying cheeky shit and cocky shit, and he don't really strike me as that Paul Kersey character who needs to be a guy that's like really fucking torn. His family get fucking raped and killed, do you know what I mean? Like, it's really fucked up what happens to him, and he's like sick of the fucking law, so he just takes that shit into his own hands. And that, I mean, that story now of the fucking vigilante has been done so much, you know what I mean? It's been done to fuck. But yeah, it's a weird one, man. I just need to watch it. I like Eli Roth shit. A lot of people give him a lot of grief and sometimes think he misses the mark and that kind of shit. But I like Eli Roth. He's another guy I'd love to meet and chat to. I've still got hope. Probably just a different variation on Death Wish. But like, you put Bruce Willis together, who he's had a lot of bad press. He's done a lot of fucking horrible shit in interviews and talked to people like shit. He pissed off my 2 main guys, Stallone and Kevin Smith. He pissed off both of them in a very short space of time. But they have all made up with him since then, so maybe he's had a change of heart, who knows. And it does very much look like Die Hard, 6? However, I'm definitely going to be watching it. And Eli Roth's made it, so it'll be violent as fuck.
Yeah. Well, first of all, big ups Bruce Willis for being able to be the pouty type when he ain't got no lips. That's a skill in and of itself, do you know what I mean? Yeah, man, no, it was that one interview, you know the interview I'm talking about. I just can't fucking rate people after they come across as dicks. Obviously, I was a huge Bruce Willis fan my whole life. And then he done that interview for the British people. I forget what, do you remember who it was?
It was for Red 2, weren't it? But I don't remember what company it were. Did it for?
It was a Red 2
he talked to him like a dickhead, didn't he?
Yeah, he treated him like a piece of shit. He spoke like an arrogant, disillusioned, typical celebrity fucking arsehole that was up his own arse trying to impress his female co-star. And it just completely put me off him. Unfortunately, I didn't want to get put off Bruce Willis. Let me stress, I'm not a fucking hater.
I love Bruce Willis.
Do you know what I mean?
In his day, he was the man. Do you know what I mean? I love Bruce Willis in his day, and he had a bit of a fucking. Who knows what was going on in his head at that time when he was acting a cunt with people? Like the stuff that Kevin Smith says about him. Like he said when he first met him, he was so fucking cool. When he worked with him on Die Hard, he said he was like the coolest fucking guy ever, and he jumped at the chance of making a movie with him. But like after he made Cop Out, he says like, I'd never work with him ever again. He was a fucking bully. So. Who knows, man? People are weird. Humans are just fucking very fucking weird creatures, and they think and act unpredictably all the time. So who knows?
Yeah,
I know people that I've met people that are the safest fucking people ever for years, and then they all of a sudden just have a dickhead year, and then they're all right again. So, do you know what I mean? Imagine being that big, like you can still have a dickhead year.
Yeah, I don't know, but then I don't see any excuse for it anymore, because there are examples of people that have gotten super big and been able to check themselves and been right, alright, this life I'm in now is fucking crazy, everything's changed, there's loads of fake people about and everyone wants my money. I just need to be careful that I just keep being myself. Like, if you look at like the creators of South Park, I think they're a great example. They fucking
they are. They
hate celebrity. They always just focus on their art and their creativity, and they seem like they've managed to maintain themselves throughout all of that, and that's real important. But I guess it's something that it's easy to just forget about.
Oh no, the point I was making is that people are just very fucking weird things. The human brain's a crazy fucking place. Like, it doesn't matter how big you are, you can still have a fucking fucked up brain and sometimes act like a cunt. Do you know what I mean? Whether you're huge or you're not. Do you know what I mean? That's what the point I was making. I weren't saying that when you get huge you have to act like a dickhead and it's like warranted. I meant that just because you're fucking like one of the biggest stars in the world, you can still act like a dickhead. Just because your brain fucking for whatever reason decided to act like a dickhead on them days.
But yeah, well, if I was interviewing Bruce Willis, my first question would be, yo, I've been a fan of yours my whole life, and then I watched this one interview and you didn't come across well in it. What was going on there? You know what I mean? Maybe we'd clear it up with one question, but who knows, mate.
And if not, just like fight him or some shit.
Kevin Smith, I reckon I would fucking take Bruce Willis, mate, easily. He would have absolutely no chance.
You wouldn't be a fucking Chef Spendable if you didn't think that on your best day you could take out anyone. So,
bro,
that's the fucking mind frame I need all my squad to be in at all fucking times.
These actors look good, yeah, but they don't know how to fight. I'm sure he works on his abs and shit, but he doesn't drill 1,000 fucking crosses a week and shit. So he's not that guy anyway. Bruce Willis has never been the hand-to-hand combat dude. That's always been more Van Damme, more Stallone, more Wesley Snipes. You know what I mean? Bruce Willis has always been like the fucking everyman cop kind of fucking guy. In a shootout, he'll shoot at everything and then shoot at the chandelier and it'll land on three dudes. But I will say though, when you hear Kevin Smith telling some of them stories, he does come across like he acts like the bully in the room.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. That's on some Christian Bale shit. It's like
I love Kevin Smith. That's my dude. I listen to his shit every fucking week. I love Fat Man on Batman. I love Hollywood Babylon. I love Smodcast shit. I love Comic Book Men. All the shit Kevin Smith does, I buzz off it. Do you know what I mean? So I got a rep for homie Kevin right there.
Yeah, big Kev dropping them fucking knowledge bombs about Bruce Willis out here. But
so while we're talking about action chicks, we've just moving on a little bit to the next way. Nice little segue there. See what I did while we're talking about action heroes.
Yeah.
Someone who's so Bruce Willis being a classic old school action hero. Someone that's fucking grabbed the mantle, moving along, is Dave Bautista. And Dave Bautista is like obviously one of the biggest WE superstars ever. Hold tight the Bautista bomb. He killed it because he started out in the first thing I saw him in was Man with the Iron Fist. You know the RZA movie.
Yeah,
and then
same. He was he was the bronze body guy.
That's it. Yeah, so he was in that, and then he was in and then he was in Guardians of the Galaxy as Drax. Oh, I fucking love that character so much. He was in stuff like the smaller films, like the Kickboxer remake and shit. And he's played Drax again in Guardians. He's going to be in Infinity War, and he's in the next Escape Plan movie with Stallone, which obviously I'm buzzing for because Stallone is my fucking guy. But also he's in a new movie called Bushwick, and my fucking days, this film blew me away. It's another one that's not out yet. I think it's out like the end of the month or some shit in select cinemas and video on demand and Blu-ray and all that shit. But Fetch sent me this movie called Bushwick, and I'd never heard of it, and fucking hell, I loved it so much. What did you reckon, bro?
I thought they did a lot of things in it which were pretty interesting. There was things I liked and disliked about it, but one of the things that I know you want to talk about anyway about it,
I liked everything about it.
They attempted to make it one continuous shot. They did break away from it every now and again and give you aerial views from helicopters, but for the most part they tried to merge cuts by like zooming in on a wall and then going back to them and shit like that, so it looked like one long continuous take. So the film's basically plays out in real time.
Yeah,
I really
so
like
I mean,
I like the concept as well, mate. Listen, the concept is sick. It's basically about a bunch of southern states, and this is kind of close to home because I forget the exact story, but I know there was a militia somewhere in the south of America last year that took up some sort of facility and were like holding out in it in protest of some sort. But so basically it's about a bunch of militant units in southern states uniting to form a privatized army and then attacking key American states in order to get independence. So it's basically like a new civil war, except it sort of looks like a terrorist attack. They're just all black-clad, SWAT-looking guys just coming into New York City and starting to fucking attack everyone, basically. So, due to all the recent shit that we've had to deal with in the UK, it's quite fucking poignant shit right about now. All of that sort of looking shit. Just people storming streets that you're familiar with, just fucking gunning up civilians and fucking up civilians and shit, do you know what I mean?
What I loved about it, I talked about, because I did a review on Slime, I did a written review yesterday. I had to review this one personally because I loved it so much. But if you got, I haven't put it out on Slimehouse yet, but because I'm not allowed to release it yet until the film's out, but we can talk about it on the podcast. But without giving too much away, the film opens with a chick and I think it's a boyfriend or a friend. They're walking off a train together underground, just having a conversation, steady cam following them, and the next minute, they basically the platform's empty. She's like, that's weird, I wonder why it's empty. And then she starts hearing some screaming and they look and a fucking dude just runs down the stairs on fire. So I'm watching it like, yo, what the fuck? And then they're about to walk upstairs and she's like, and they hear like gunfighting and shit. She's like, what the fuck's going on? So the guy's like, wait here, I'm gonna look, wait here, hold my bag, let me look. And he walks up the stairs, next minute, boom, big fucking missile just hits the floor. The guy rolls back down the stairs completely like all his face burnt off, dying and shit. So this is like 30 seconds into the movie and I'm like, what the fuck, this film is mad. And the chick gets up onto ground level, fucking massive set piece, the whole of New York, smoke coming out of windows, cars turned upside down, shit's on fire, and basically the Steadicam just follows her for 90 minutes about how she deals with this fucking invasion that's going on. And she meets Batista and he's called Stoop, she's called Lucy, and it's just them surviving, plowing through New York with a Steadicam following them. So if you think I like the Daredevil, I could talk about stuff like these hard-boiled and shit where you've got a Steadicam that follows two people have a shootout. Yeah, I could talk about that kind of stuff. But if I talk about something more recent, let's think about like the Daredevil fights in Netflix, the hallway fights where the camera doesn't cut. If you think of that, but for 90 minutes with bare shit going on, explosions hitting walls, cars getting turned upside down, fucking people flying out of windows, shootouts, crazy shit, people going on quad bikes, petrol bombing armoured cars, like it's fucking relentless. And it's all done, it's not actually all done in one shot because it would have been impossible, but it's very cleverly stitched together and edited to look like it's all one shot. And that kind of choreography is so fucking hard to do. I've done it where it's just a dude walking for 2 minutes non-stop, and that's even hard to fucking choreograph, trying to know where your camera is and how fast you've got to pull back and all this kind of shit. Yeah. To do a fucking war film like that in urban, which is my favourite setting, urban war, like The Division, like Tom Clancy's The Division is my personal favourite setting.
I gotta say, while we're on this subject, real quick, I can't not have been wanting to blot this out for the last minute and a half, bro.
Right.
Shout out Warrior King, best one shot segment of all time.
When
he's going up the hotel floor by floor. And I also wanted to add, now that you mention it, I reckon it's probably fucking harder for the cameraman than the actors. Because when you think about it, he's got to drag it and say it's like on one of them train track things, pardon my film lingo ignorance, but you know, one of them camera tracks. He's got to make sure it doesn't bobble on the track or look down too much and catch that in the shot and all these tiny things. And I think I thought that one time when watching Warrior King, like, imagine if my man just tripped on the step, because he's got to run up the steps behind him
with a big Steadicam attached to his fucking chest, you know what I mean?
With the alien's fucking body balancer thing, you know what I mean?
You got to avoid reflective surfaces so you don't get seen, puddles in the floor so that you don't get a reflection from the puddle. Lots of shit, man. Lots of shit.
Man.
Where was that question? Did that come up on our feed here on the right? I didn't see that question. The last question I see is he's in the new Blade Runner film as well by Mihi19. Yep, he is. He's also in the new Blade Runner film. Did that come up on there, that question? Am I not seeing stuff?
No, I was just bringing that up there when you were talking about
okay.
how,
I thought
Bushwick
someone had
was
sent it as a
one
question.
Long continuous shot in it.
Yeah, no,
But,
exactly. There's a couple of ones like that in I think there's a couple in Warrior King, isn't there? But the one up the spiral staircase, there's like a dude that gets thrown off a fucking balcony.
There's two.
And then,
he throws one off on the second floor, and then another breader off on the third floor.
So they've must have had some big inflatable thing Matt put in the way, let him crash onto that, then quickly took it down, packed it up, fucked off, and then the camera goes down and shows that a guy is fallen off there. That's a proper well choreographed scene.
Yeah.
A film that's underrated in my opinion.
Yeah,
Warrior King. People always
see
talk about
what's
Ong
sick
Bak, but they
about
don't
that
talk
one?
about Warrior King.
See what's sick about that one, yeah? So the first guy throws off, the camera actually follows it, and it's like a stunt he has to hit because he goes through the roof of the little welcome booth.
He does.
So there must be a mat hidden in that, right? Then the camera goes back and follows him up another floor, and then he throws a guy off, which you don't see for a moment. And then the camera goes over to the edge and looks down, and you see the guy through off just lying sprawled in the middle of the floor. So in that moment, they must have flung him off onto a crash mat, deflated and yanked that shit out the way.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, fucking hell, man.
That talk about a scene that will fucking give you a headache thinking how they did it. It's horrible. I know the one in Hard Boiled took a lot of fucking pissing about, and that was also a clever fact about that. It looks like they go up. They're on one floor and then they get in a lift and go up another floor. But check this, yeah. They went in. This is what I heard. They went into a lift and then the lift closed. And in the minute or something 30 seconds it took to open the lift, it was actually on the same floor, and they just redressed the set quickly in 30 seconds, so it looked like they was on another corridor. That's
crazy.
Fucking hard, brother. Do you know what I mean? These filmmakers that are pulling off this shit. So these dudes actually did a whole movie like that, 90 fucking minutes, bro. Where it's pretty much. I think the camera changes 3 times, where you said it goes to an overhead shot or it fades to black or some shit 3 or 4 times, but it's fucking good. And also what I liked about it is you never know what's going to happen within the first minute, 2 minutes, half an hour. So much crazy shit's happened that you couldn't predict. You don't know where that film's going at any point. That you could just take a mad turn. Yeah, and take a mad turn. It does. Yeah, the original Old Boy has a legendary Steadicam scene as well. Very, very true, Rock. And also, that was the one that was in my head when I wrote the thing yesterday.
Also, shout outs to, have you seen Snake Eyes?
What Snake Eyes?
Snake
that's
Eyes
Brian De Palma, bro, with
Nicolas Cage.
Nick
An
Cage.
assassination at a boxing match.
Yeah.
First, it's not even
it
a
is,
good
it
film. Well, it's not even a film I watch. It's not like something I'll ever go, watch this.
It's got the Steadicam going on.
Yeah, the first 15 minutes, I think, is one long shot for 15 minutes, and it follows Nicolas Cage all through the back of the arena, then walking out to his seat and all of that shit. It's
really
like
the classic one, isn't it? It's like the Scorsese Goodfellas scene when Ray Liotta and his missus walk through the back of the club and through the restaurant and everything, and they sit down
and all that.
Yeah. Another classic fucking Steadicam scene. Do you know an interesting fact? The first use of Steadicam ever was in the Rocky movie. Rocky running up the steps and going round him, figuring out how they were going to do that. They invented the Steadicam while they was on set, and then one of the dudes who saw them using that Steadicam then took that idea and built the fucking smart gun from Aliens. That was built from the Steadicam rig. If you look at the chest with the thing, that's how a Steadicam works. So
that's why I was saying with the alien weight balance. So that's what I meant, innit? The smart gun weight sort of strap.
Yeah, you got that. You got that. Yeah,
balances it on the center of gravity.
That's
the
it.
hips.
So Bushwick was a fire movie, and I've made it my personal mission this week to tell everybody to watch it, because it's rare. After all the shit I've seen, after all these years, it's rare that I sit down and watch a film. And this is what I was like when I watched John Wick. I was like, wow, this film's something else. You know what I mean? And this is what I felt when I watched Bushwick. So fucking cool, man. Proper enjoyed it. And it's got that, I'm not even gonna give it away, but it's got that grim ending, The Mist. Part of the ending's oh shit. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy,
just
man. You need to watch.
Just saying that completely gives it away, Theo.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's got a very fucking cool ending. It's got a very fucking cool ending. So, just wait for the ending because it's good. Bushwick. I've made it my personal mission. I'm not sure what kind of release it's getting, if it's getting a cinema release or what, or if it's straight to DVD. It said select cinemas on the promo pack I got sent. But yeah, watch that. make sure you support it because it's very, very fucking sick.
Get me.
Another film I watched while we're talking about action movies then is the new Antonio Banderas movie called Security, and I proper enjoyed it. Have you heard of this film he did?
No, you were talking to me about it the other day, but I haven't seen the trailer or nothing.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's like Die Hard in a shopping mall with so this is a dude who's like an ex-army captain, and he's been out of work for like a year, and he's at the job centre saying, look, I just need a job. I need a job. I need to support my family. I need a job. I fucking love Antonio Banderas, man. He's the fucking guy. He's so sick in Expendables and Assassins and the Robert Rodriguez movies. I love this dude. So yeah, he's like an ex-army captain who's just he just needs work, man. He just needs a work. He needs work. So they get him a security job working in a mall. It happens to be the night that the mall gets sieged by these sick like private army fucking dudes, and it's just sick. Your boy's in it. Kung Lee, the MMA fighter, he's in there.
Yeah,
he has
Kung
a nice
Lee.
scene.
Big up Kung Lee, by the way, man. One of the most exciting MMA fighters. He came from a background of San Shao, which is like Muay Thai with throws. And he's got a sick lead side kick, six spinning wheel kicks. He's a very exciting fighter to watch. I recommend you check out his highlight reel. He's like a proper exciting stand-up fighter, mate. I
like Kung Lee, and he often shows up in movies doing his thing. Do you know what I mean? Which I always like when they make that transition into film. Ben Kingsley is the villain in it, and he's very much like he's very much like the well-spoken, articulate Englishman that is a very fucking horrible cunt as well. Also, Rhino from Gladiators. He's now gone into work on lots of Hollywood movies, like as little parts. He's one of the fucking dudes in the bad guys, and it's one of them. Like 1 minute the tone's quite comedic and quite funny, and then the next minute someone's getting headshotted and the brain are flying across the fucking floor. But not like in that Hot Fuzz kind of tone where it's like comedy gore. It's dark gore, but it happens to have quite a few jokes in it and shit. So yeah, man, I enjoyed that a lot. It's called Security. Again, I'm not sure when it's out. It was a sneaky promo copy that I got hold of. But nice. if you wanna see a film, but it's like that shows that fucking Banderas has still got it, man. You see him in Expendables, he's there with the two guns popping off shots, doing some sick fight scenes. Banderas is still a fucking mover, man. He's still got it, and it's nice to see him doing a role that's not just like an everyday generic action film. It's just like, oh yeah, it's whatever. It's cool, man. He's very much like Die Hard in a mall, and I like that setting when it's all in like a big area. I like Die Hard. I like Sudden Death with Van Damme. I like those kind of movies.
Yeah, you know me. That's the reason I like Arkham Asylum better than Arkham City. Just because Arkham Asylum is like, you need to go to this island and do everything on the fucking island. It's like Metal Gear Solid 1 and shit.
Yeah. I like both, but I like the setting when you're in like a big kind of area where you can use lots of the crazy little rooms and stuff, like, and obviously you're in a mall, so all the stuff you can get hold of, like Dawn of the Dead, to use to your advantage. I like the scene in Eight-Legged Freaks where they got to fight off the spiders in the mall, and they like grab whatever you can to help fight the spiders off. That kind of thing in a mall.
A mall is just a genius.
Oh yeah, it is.
Did you ever play the first Dead Rising game?
Oh yeah, of course I did. Oh man, that was a fucking big game, wasn't it? Like,
yeah,
that was
man,
a big
because that is
essentially
mall. Dawn of the Dead, you know what I mean? You get to run into shops, take whatever you want.
I like that game. I completely forgot about it, but yeah, Dead Rising. I remember you could pick like the Lego head up and put it on people. It weren't a Lego head, it was from a game, and those characters showed up in Marvel Capcom. You could play as them.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you
used
could
to
put one on the zombie's head and it couldn't see shit and that. Did you ever drive into the underground car park? You could like mow hundreds of them down, mate.
Yeah, sick. It was the first game where there were like hundreds of zombies on screen. It was one of the first. Was it a 360 game? Was it one of the first 360 games?
Yeah, it was like the generation of consoles before these ones.
I won't mind revisiting that game, man. Thinking about it, I completely forgot about it.
There's fucking shitloads of them out now, man. But I don't really check for them because the gameplay engine. Every time I look at the gameplay of the new game, it just looks like Dead Rising 1 still.
Well, like, it's one of them, right? You don't really mind these games because you like Fallout, innit? But it's one of them that's like gory and realistic, but it's also a little bit too fucking like comical and that for me. It's why I'm not really into the Fallout games too much. Like the vibe, the tone of them. I like one or the other when I play a game. I either like it like Crash Bandicoot where it's very cartoony, or I like it like Manhunt and Resident Evil where it's just like grim.
Fallout
is
like
not my favorite.
If Fallout was a fucking comic book, it would be like, science fictiony, but it's post-apocalyptic science fiction, so it's like an interesting collision of shit, and it's not too over the top. Like, there's mutated animals, but that's explained in the same way like Godzilla's a mutated animal. There's been nuclear bombs dropped. the wildlife and shit has mutated. And then there's other things about, but there's actually explanations for it all. Fuck it, I love Fallout. Fallout
Yeah, I know you
3 is
do.
the best game of all time.
I ain't dissing Fallout. I know you're a big fan of that. Like, and true seller, I've never actually played through the whole game on my own. I've just watched my friends play a lot of it. Like, all my mates pick up the new games, and I'll spend hours just watching them play it while I draw and shit. So, although I've not got into it myself, I've seen a lot of gameplay. It's not my personal favourite, but I know you love that shit, so I ain't dissing it. It's just, it's just the tone. It's not my favourite.
I'm going to call a time just now at 1:30 a.m. If anybody likes gaming, I'ma stream some Fallout 4. I'ma do a mission or two Fallout 4 on our Twitch. What is it?
It's twitch.tv/SlimeHouseTV, I believe.
That's it. So, yeah, if anybody wants to watch me take some fucking heads off in the best game of all time, be there 1:30 tonight. I'll be.
Oh yeah, so it's twitch.tv/slime_house_TV. So yeah, man, BA will be playing some fucking Fallout on that later. I might even tune in myself, brother, just to see what all the fucking hype is about.
Well,
I know you've been playing that game for years, innit?
I did it a little bit last night. I didn't announce it to anybody, but I streamed live on our Twitch last night, and I shot a fucking synth's head off, and then shot its head 3 more times in the air before it landed. It was fucking beautiful.
He showed me the video. So yeah, man, if you're a fan of Respek BA, you got a good night ahead, because he'll be playing that shit for fucking hours, man.
Play for the bit. I'll play for the bit.
Okay.
I don't know about hours, but yeah, I'll do some shit.
Well, just before we wrap up, we wanted to talk a little bit about the Connor and Floyd thing, innit? Because it's not long now before that comes up, so let's just round it off by talking about the Connor and Floyd thing. She was telling me earlier, an interesting little thing that's developed.
Yeah, so there has been a little thing that happened with this shit this week, because for anybody that was keeping up with the press conferences, and if you weren't, you well missed out, because they were fucking amazing.
Yeah,
you concur with that shit? Yeah, they were amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
And anyway,
I'm money team though. I'm money team.
I know what
money
fucking team you're on, mate.
I'm money team.
That's fine, mate. You don't like people coming from the bottom and representing against all odds. You like a dominant god mode champion. Fine, mate.
I was raised on Rocky. When I see man dissing 50 Cent, I gotta step in and be like, whoa!
Look,
you
only Conor McGregor can
here.
get away with saying shit like that. What's 50 Cent gonna do?
Yeah, no, true. Seth Floyd and me 50 had their own beef for a long time, but
yeah.
I'm money team. I'm money team. No, I'm just putting it out there.
That's cool.
My reasons are my own, but I'm money team.
No, I get you. You're not the biggest McGregor fan. That's fine. But anyway, so one of the commentators who was contracted to do the like pre and post commentary at the press conferences, and he's also going to be one of the commentators on fight night during the fight, is the ex-2 weight class world champion Paulie Malignaggi, who's a well-known professional boxer. Famously completely fucking embarrassed himself. If anybody wants a laugh, you need to check this video, even if you're not a fight fan. Yeah, it's Paulie Malignaggi versus Adrian Broner, and basically Adrian Broner had apparently literally started talking to Paulie Malignaggi's girl and took his girl before the fight, and in a post-fight interview, Adrian Broner beats him and he's like, yeah, it's all good, I'm walking out here with his belt and his girl or something, and Paulie Malignaggi runs over and he's like, you can't brag about taking my side piece, that's my side piece, like in the middle of the ring on the mic. It was very embarrassing, mate. But anyways, he's a good boxer, yeah, but Ricky Hatton beat him as well, fuck you, mate. But anyways, so when he first got told that McGregor Mayweather was about to get made, but it hadn't get made yet, he was trying to slyly throw his hat in the ring for the McGregor fight. So he was talking some shit. He was like, McGregor would have no chance against Mayweather. The cameraman could beat McGregor, blah, 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 blah. So when the fight got made, McGregor was like, yo, I want to hire you as one of my sparring partners. And he said, and we're going to have a knock, and then maybe things will be alright after that. So McGregor specifically brought Malignaggi in because he'd been talking shit. So anyways, day one of sparring, And then afterwards, Malignaggi gets interviewed, and Malignaggi's got like a readied up eye, and he's got like, you can tell he took shots in the sparring session.
Really?
And he was very stum, and he was like, yeah, there was a lot of good work today, you know, it was educational, it was interesting, there's a lot of good work, I'm looking forward to it again. He basically said a lot and said nothing, you know what I mean? They are saying a lot while saying fuck all. He was employing that. And but he is contractually obliged to, because, you know, there's fucking silence, you know, you can't talk about it. It's part of the contract if you're a sparring partner. Because your opponent could get strategic.
It makes a lot of fucking sense. If you were saying like, yeah, he's been really training his left kick, so that the opponent's going to be all right. Well, I'm just going to sweep his right leg.
Especially with the money that Floyd Mayweather has, he'd just be like, yo, I'll give you this if you tell me what he's working on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd make him sign a contract. Anyways, so day 2 of sparring comes, and McGregor posts a picture on his Twitter of him standing and Malignaggi on the deck. And Malignaggi instantly kicks off, and he's like, yo, you're taking that out of context, that was a push down, fuck this. And Malignaggi leaves the McGregor training camp. And he's like, I'm not getting paid anyway. I don't want to jeopardise the integrity of the fight still by being a bitch and discussing his strategy, but I will say this. And he said that during the first sparring session, Conor McGregor did get the better of him. Then in the second sparring session, he said the whole week he knew that like he was a bit tired, so he worked hard that whole week so he'd be ready for the next sparring session. And when they brought him into the gym, he felt like he was being set up because McGregor had invited Dana White, the Fertitta brothers, like all the UFC high-level staff were there, and the sparring session had been switched to 12 rounds. So Malignaggi said he walked in the gym thinking, this is a setup, he thinks he's going to knock me out, I'm going to fucking make an example of him. And Malignaggi claims he gave McGregor a whooping in the second sparring session, and the photo is taken out of context. So now Malignaggi has left the McGregor camp. It's going to be fucking really weird to hear him commentate now, knowing he's got a beef with Conor, because he literally went on a radio show this week and he said McGregor's a piece of shit, he's a dickhead, he doesn't treat his sparring partners right, he has everyone in a tiny little house we all call the crack house, he phones us up 10 minutes before, like, you're sparring now, so we have to be on call like firemen. Yeah, he was talking bare shit. Now, it's either one or two things. Either that shit went down exactly how it went down, or it's some, like, master ploy by Conor McGregor, and he's asked Paulie Malignaggi to go out and start talking that shit. But more than likely, it is what it is. Let's not
Either way, it makes the fight even more interesting because you're going to have a guy commentating that don't fucking like Conor. So
and on
there'll be
top
more
of
shots
that,
fired.
And on top of that, like, this is a fucking $300 million fight probably for Floyd Mayweather, a $100 million fight for Conor McGregor. This is the money these guys are looking probably will make from this deal. $300 million for Floyd, $100 million for Conor. But now after this, fucking Conor Malignaggi might generate like a $40 million purse for him. So all of this shit might even be working towards another. Whoa, it's not ever going to be as big as Floyd. Floyd Conor is just like the perfect timing. It's a huge money fight. But him against Malignaggi could still get him another massive payday that shits on MMA
straight
paydays. Up. So yeah. That was an interesting development, though, how Malignaggi at first was talking shit, then the fight was announced and he was like, oh, they're asking me to spar, I'm looking forward to it. Then they sparred and he's like, it's cool. Then they sparred again and released a photo and he's like, fuck him, he's a cunt, I smashed him. Just interesting. And only 15, now it's 11 minutes past 12, 15 days away.
Fuck all, man.
God
2
damn.
weeks. 2 weeks. Oh yeah, it's gonna be sick. I can't wait for that shit. It's the 26th, isn't it? So, I'll talk about that another time because we're running over and there's one more thing that I wanted to chat about. So yeah, we'll definitely be watching that. Obviously, standards. It's gonna be fucking a sick fucking event either way. Just one thing I wanted to mention before we wrap up because I didn't really talk. I had it on my notes and I completely overlooked it. But last week we lost Haru Nakajima. You might not know that name, but you will know the character that he played. That he started playing in 1954 all the way up to 1972. It's one of my favourite fictional characters of all time. We mentioned him earlier, and it's fucking Godzilla.
The Dawn.
Toho Godzilla. Haruo Nakajima played Godzilla from 1954 in the original movie all the way up to Godzilla vs. Gigan. He was the dude in the rubber suit fighting kaiju but under hot lights, in water, fire and all that shit. This was the guy doing all that shit. And last week we lost him at the age of 88, man. What a fucking don. Like, I'm such a big fan of all the Toho stuff. I'm such a big fan of like E.G. Tasabura, all these all the suits that he made back then. And I've been a fucking massive fan of Godzilla so many years. I know you have as well. It's another one of the things we talked about when we first met. I've been to Japan to research or to see all the real places this shit were filmed, and I've bought tons of fucking kaiju from Japan and collected them over the years. In fact, you'll see one. There's one behind me. They're all over Godzilla figures, all over the toy room and shit. I really fucking love this shit. And yeah, man, we lost him. So I just wanted to give a little shout to that guy. What's your favourite Godzilla film? What's your favourite Godzilla film, BA?
What's it even called with King Ghidorah? Is it the fourth or fifth one with King Ghidorah? The first King Ghidorah.
The first one.
The first one with King Ghidorah in it.
Yeah, well, there's lots of like Godzilla versus Monster X, they call it and shit. It changed names so many times. But yeah, Godzilla.
You know the one I mean.
Yeah. There's like the invasion of the Mysterons and stuff, Mysterions. But yeah,
because usually in a Godzilla film, I'm not that bothered about the story, and I'm just waiting for the giant monsters to fight each other.
Yeah, in them old ones.
But it just so happens that Godzilla vs Monster X, it just like, I love my conspiracies, and like King Ghidorah comes from fucking the Nibiru, mate, Planet X, innit? So like, that's sick.
yeah.
Like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
One of the best ones. It's such a fucking like unfair matchup, but in Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, when it's everybody versus King Ghidorah, even little fucking little Manila gets a ring in. Man. Yeah, it is. It's like a fucking gang. It's like a gang rape, bro. It's got like every fucking monster up to that point, pretty much. Even like Gorosaurus from King Kong Escapes. Also, Haruo Nakajima played King Kong in King Kong Escapes. Just a little fact out there. But yeah, it even had like really fucking obscure ones, like it's got like Varon and shit in there, and yeah, all the monsters just fucking bash King Ghidorah for the last part of that film.
It's a fucking dark day for me, mate.
Yeah. Oh no, don't worry. Like, King Ghidorah came back many times since then.
And he's coming back again soon.
He is, and we can't wait for that shit. I'll be fucking jerking off in the fucking cinema. Do you know what I mean? Getting fucking playing with my dick and shit, watching King Ghidorah and Godzilla fight, and I've been loving that shit. And I don't give a fuck. So yeah, my personal favorite Godzilla film is Godzilla vs Megalon, because it's got my favorite Godzilla character of all time, Jet motherfucking Jaguar, the robot that can go little human size, he can grow big to kaiju size. He's got a constant smile with hands like this, kung fu hands. He's the fucking dude. He's like the Ultraman of the Godzilla universe.
Yeah. A giant Ultraman is Jet Jaguar, basically.
I fucking love me some Jet Jaguar, and I love Megalon. He comes from underground. He's from Hollow Earth, keeping them conspiracies rife in the Toho monster universe.
Yeah, no, it's so sick how they do that.
He's from Ogartha.
I'm not saying
the Hollow Earth.
Yeah, see, I'm not saying I believe this shit, but I find the Hollow Earth conspiracy, for example, like, even the things, are bullshit. Like, there's apparently a journal, by a pilot called Captain Admiral Byrd, who accidentally flew into it and documented his time in Agartha. And that's where all dinosaurs still are. They're not extinct. They just live in the middle. And I'm not saying it's real, but it's so creative to even look into it. I could entertain myself until the end of time just by looking into bullshit conspiracies.
The inspiration for Jules Verne's journey to the centre of the earth. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not saying I'm sitting here with a tinfoil hat on. But my point is, see, I'll tell you one thing. See, the people that wrote Stranger Things, they are the exact same. I know for the fact.
Without a shadow of a fucking doubt.
See,
most people, loads of people. I don't believe in conspiracies, but I like them the same as I like creepypasta stories. I don't believe them, but they're very fucking inventive and creative.
That's it. If you treat them like a creepypasta, hold tight. Anybody that doesn't know about creepypasta, get yourself on that website. They're all sick little stories in it. You can
Yeah,
search
man.
by quality.
So yeah, I know we went off on a fucking mad tangent, but that's what we do.
Tangenting.
But Haru Nakajima needed a shout out because I fucking love Godzilla, I love Toho, I love Kaiju, I love Japanese shit, I love fucking Japanese guys in monster suits smashing the fucking shit out of buildings and each other. So I just wanted to shout out that guy, 88 years old, rest in fucking peace, what a legend, and he'll be in our fucking hearts and on our cinema screens for the rest of the fucking planet Earth. So I just wanted to shout that guy out. But yeah, that's it this week. That's been episode 18. I've enjoyed it tonight, man. It's been a good fucking episode. We've got through lots of shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shouts to everybody locked in, everybody that asks questions, everybody that supports the brand. If you want to listen to any of our previous episodes, bear in mind some of them, the last recent ones, haven't been the best quality because we've been doing them straight live, but the new ones are going to be crisp quality again. But you go to www.slimehousetv.com if you want to get up on any, if you want to hit us up on any social media stuff to ask us questions for next episode or give us discussion topics. That's facebook.com/slimehousetv. And yeah. This has been the motherfucking Lowdown Shelter, youtube.com/slimehousetv. And if you want to watch BA play some Twitch, go to Twitch.
You know what? I said half
TV.
one because I didn't even realise when
Right.
we'd be finishing. But I fuck it, I'm going to jump on there in like 15,
It's
20
going to
minutes.
jump on there in 15 minutes. So that's twitch.tv/slime_house_TV. But I'm Theo Cane. That's Respek BA. This has been the motherfucking Lowdown Shelter, episode 18. Shouts to everybody locked in every time. Peace.
Peace.